This is not an appropriate way to trellis tomatoes. Please don't do this. This looks horrible. Well, it's Monday again, and not only just Monday, but the first Monday of July. Are one of you hitting the fast forward button on this year? Because I'm pretty sure it's going faster than normal. I cannot believe it's July already. Gosh, this year is just flying by. It is a great Monday today. Why is it a great Monday? Well, I'm just deciding that it's a great Monday, which is a great way to start the week, right? Tons of stuff to do today. Got to clean the house, got to get laundry done, I gotta clean out the fridge, you know, all the just normal stuff of a Monday. But I want to give you a couple updates. One, lard update. It took 3 days to render lard, and it still never got to the point that I thought it was done. So I finally just pulled out all the little bits and pieces. They had rendered quite a bit. I mean, they had shrunk a lot, but there's still just a lot of fat that was sitting around. So pulled out the bits and pieces, dumped the lard into a bowl and got that separated. And then I just put the cracklings in the fridge because I figured I would mess with them later. So this is how much lard I got. I want to say that's about 3 cups maybe, which isn't too bad for, I think it was about a pound and a half of lard. So not bad. I didn't strain it. It was like 11 o'clock at night, so I just poured it all into a bowl through like a mesh strainer, but I didn't do like a coffee filter or anything. So I'm probably gonna remelt that and then put it through a strainer because it's got all the little like bits on it. So, and then the cracklings, I took, and I've got them in a pan right now on medium heat, and I'm just gonna cook them and see if I can get them to eke out any more fat. And if not, maybe they'll crisp up and we can have them as a snack, which would be tasty. Second update, sourdough. Didn't go so well. Forgot to feed it, which isn't great for sourdough. And it kind of got a little gross. Moldy, didn't smell great, wasn't doing so well. Second part of that is we decided to do Whole30 again the night that I made the sourdough, and since we can't have grains on Whole30, I guess it kind of worked out anyways that I forgot to feed it. So we'll just have to restart that again at a later date. We'll try sourdough later since we can't have any bread for the next month. That's all right, we'll be okay. And I didn't want to like feed it and smell the beautiful sourdoughness and not be able to eat it. Or worse, like make sourdough for the kids and have them eat it but not be able to taste it myself. That would just be like the worst torture ever. So pause on the sourdough, we'll try again later. Hopefully next time it won't get moldy and gross. So because we are doing Whole30, that means a little bit of prep work. I talked about it Saturday just a little bit, run through it real quick again. Whole30 is basically just a detox diet. So you're taking out all grains, all sugar, all dairy, legumes, so like peas and beans and stuff like that, additives like MSG and sulfites and stuff like that. So you cut down to basically just fruits, vegetables, meat, really good fats, seeds and nuts, that kind of thing. And you detox for 30 days. And the idea of the whole program is that you go through this detox for 30 days. Some people it might take a bit longer. And then you slowly reintroduce one thing at a time. So you could add cream to your coffee again. And then you see if anything's triggering like allergies or aches and pains or stuff like that that you hadn't realized before. Like I said earlier in the video the other day that I did this in January, and it was the most amazing experience I have ever had. I mean, it was hard because you do detox, and I did not realize how addicted to sugar I was. But it was so good once you get past the crazy part. I felt so amazing. I had so much energy. All the fatigue I had been feeling went away. It was just really great. So we're gonna do it again. Ben's doing it with me this time, but it does take some prep work just because you can't eat the things that you're used to eating and just throwing things together. Like I can't even eat butter because that's a dairy and it has the milk solids in it, but I can eat clarified butter that does not have the milk solids. So there's just the prep work of like, I'm gonna spend today clarifying some butter, get that all ready for us. Makes really good hash browns, by the way. And just like chopping lettuce and getting veggies prepped and all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be fun. Hopefully the next couple days you don't see me like crazy in the detox period. Might be a little cranky, gonna try not to be. Have a feeling it's gonna be a test of our marriage because we're both gonna be cranky detoxing at the same time, which should be interesting and maybe a little bit scary, so it'll be good. Once you get past the detox period, it's awesome because you start to get that, they call it tiger blood, and you really do feel like a tiger. It's kind of amazing. Tomorrow is the last day. We'll have 4th of July and, you know, probably eat ice cream and all that fun stuff as a last hurrah, and then we will get into Whole30. So I'm gonna prep clarified butter today and get that going so we have a big vat of good fats that we can use in our cooking, and hopefully we'll be all set up and ready to go by Wednesday. Alright, does anybody else feel like they could just eat that with a spoon? I love butter so much, and it's actually one of the hardest parts of doing the Whole30 diet is not being able to eat butter or bread, and in particular buttered bread because it's just yum. So clarified butter is super easy. It's a little time consuming, but it's really easy. You just chunk up your butter and put it into a pan. I'm doing 3 pounds at a time because we do go up pretty fast with it on the Whole30 diet. So I did 3 pounds, put it into big chunks, and I'm just got it on medium-low heat. It's gonna sit and melt slowly, and then it's gonna do, it goes through like 2 phases of like fizzing. You're gonna get that first layer of melted fats and solids as they come to the top, and then you let it keep going for like 20 to 30 minutes until everything is like fully separated, and then you slowly pour it off into a strainer lined with like a coffee filter or doubled up cheesecloth, stuff like that, and it's gonna strain out all the rest of the solids. And then usually for mine, I have milk that's still left on the bottom, and I make sure that that doesn't get poured in, and then you'll be left with beautiful clarified butter that you can use in baking and cooking, and like I said, hash browns, they're so good, and stuff like that. So this is gonna sit for like 20 to 30 minutes, and then we will have clarified butter. Thank you to all of you who have left ideas and suggestions for our rat issue that is ongoing. We've tried a couple. We still need to go hit Home Depot or something and get some different kinds of traps. We're gonna try out a few different things. Right now we have a snap trap, a live trap, and sticky traps. The snap trap and the live trap we have baited with both peanut butter and tomato together, which sounds like a really weird combination, but hey, maybe the rats will like it. So far, no luck. It's been about 2 nights that we've tried that, and nothing has happened so far. We've got them against or on the fence because we've noticed that that seems to be the little rat highway, and we catch them running across the fence frequently. So we figured if we put them up there, maybe they'll just run across them and get trapped. Sticky traps are up there too. Live trap is down on the bottom because it won't fit on the top of the fence. But it is also against the fence in the garden. Still no luck. We're trying. These rats are smarter than we are, which is a little scary. Like I'm not smarter than a rat. It's kind of terrifying. but hey, it is what it is. So we've got them out there. But so far, the last couple nights we haven't noticed anything disappear. There's no new nibbles, that kind of thing. We did get the tomatoes tied up over the weekend and some extra stuff planted. We realized that we still have a lot of bare space out here and we want it bursting and completely full. So we went around and just grabbed a whole bunch of packets of seeds last night and planted stuff everywhere. We got in the potato boxes back there. We put some watermelon and some lettuce. We figure if it trails up, then we can wrap it up along the pergola where the grapes are. So that's in the potato boxes. We planted more pumpkins. I planted more zucchini. I planted chard. We put green beans everywhere. Then planted green beans at the base of every sunflower plant that we have back here in this bed, and we figured as those are growing tall, the beans can wrap around them and grow up and have their own trellis, which is also a beautiful trellis. So he got those planted in there. Like I said, more lettuce. What else did we plant? think that was about it. But we just grabbed a whole bunch of seeds and planted them everywhere that there was a bare spot. So hopefully in a couple weeks we will have plants growing up, things will be bursting and full, and we will be able to pull some kind of harvest out of this backyard. When we mulched about a week ago, everything has exploded. So I wanted to show you how just the mulching, adding some extra sprinklers, and just, I guess, lots of hard prayer about our plants has really made everything grow. So one of the first things we mulched was this zucchini plant, which was already starting to get big, but guys, look at it. It's huge. Haven't gotten any fruit off it yet, but there's lots of promises sitting in there. Hopefully those will sprout soon and give us some zucchini, and we will have lots of zucchini coming out of here. We mulched this little plant. I cannot remember if this was the cucumber or the cantaloupe because they both look the same because they're both in the cucumber family. So, not sure. But once we get fruit off of it, but it's also doing well. It was very little the other day, so it's doing great. Like I said, we trellised up our tomatoes, which this is not an appropriate way to trellis tomatoes. Please don't do this. This looks horrible. But they were growing everywhere, all over the ground and out over the tomatoes. So we just kind of grabbed everything, bunched it up, and tied it to the stakes. So don't do what we did, but it's working for now. I'm sure there's much better, prettier ways to trellis tomatoes. Rose over at Wholesome Roots was talking about her tomatoes a couple weeks ago, and there's a weave, like the way you weave twine and stuff in between stakes. One of these years I will do that, but right now it's just kind of like up, tied to stakes sacrificially. I don't know. But we're going with it. And I am kind of, look, there's some ripe ones, or ripe-ish, they're ripening. So we're getting there. And I'm hoping that maybe being up off the ground more will keep the rats from stealing them. Hopefully, that's the idea. Good news, the little tomato plant in the mint has been fighting off the rats. We have not had anything snatched. We grabbed a few yesterday, and oh my gosh, these are the sweetest, most delicious little tomatoes we have tasted. They are so good. And like I said, the mint seems to be keeping the rats off of it. So hopefully that will keep doing its job, and we will keep getting little tomatoes out of it, and they're so good. This is the other look-alike plant, and oh my goodness, you guys, this thing has taken off. It is jamming. We put some extra sprinkler in it, and then all that mulch that was in there, and it has just, well, you can see it. It's taking off everywhere. It's trying to eat our sprinkler line. I actually had to come out here this morning and undo a lot of it because it was already starting to like crawl over the whole thing. So it's going great, and it's got a ton of flowers on it. Tons of flowers. Let me see, look at all them flowers. So looking really awesome. Really excited about this. Hopefully we get some good fruit out of it. And then of course we came in here and we threw some mulch in here. I've got some okra, which is not looking too great, but it's looking better now that we mulched it. There's one little pepper plant back there. That is a bell pepper. It's the only one I have. So hopefully it stays alive and keeps growing. And of course the monster tomato. That was a volunteer. This was a volunteer. We did not plant this here. It has just gone on its merry own volition and grown to be this beast that it is already. And it has a good amount of tomatoes on it. So hopefully those will ripen and we can get quite a harvest out of them. Everything else is doing really great. We've got watermelons in the back bed, the pumpkin. Oh, I have to show you the pumpkins for the Whistle Thicket Challenge. Now, I don't think we're gonna have the biggest pumpkin, but the plant itself looks big. Can we go off of biggest plant? Would that be a thing? Could I win that category? That would be really cool if I could. So they kind of exploded. We came out here like 3 days after I checked them. They were really little, I want to say like 4 inches tall, and then I came out 3 days later and they are huge. They're getting so big. I don't see any flowers yet. Well, there's some buds. So we might be getting some flowers soon. This one's got some little tendril looking things. So hopefully those will be sprouting soon. I did plant some more. Not expecting them to grow very much or very fast. It might be too hot now. It also might be too late. but we do have a very long growing season, so hopefully even if we're past the challenge date, we'll still get a good harvest. So hoping on that. Everything else is looking great. Oh, I gotta show you my sweet potatoes. I almost forgot. Sweet potatoes are jamming. They're looking so good. Everything's a little wilty right now. It's pretty hot out here, but they really are looking great. We are supposed to hit 105 today. It's almost 3 o'clock. It's feeling like it's going to. It does feel nice in the shade though. We're not muggy like we were in that heat wave, which is really nice because when it's dry, it's a little bit easier, but it's still hot. Tomorrow, I think it's supposed to be 105 too. 4th of July. It's always so hot. I was really hoping that this year we would avoid it and maybe have like 100-degree 4th of July, but no luck. Still gonna be hot, but that's okay. Just makes the pool even more inviting and nice, right? Yeah, everything's just going. I think we're gonna hit another heat wave in the next week, so again, it'll be a challenge keeping everything watered and alive, but we have been messing with the sprinklers, adding little sprinklers here and there, bumping up the time, and just trying to keep everything watered and doing well. So it's doing good. Pretty good update. Nice things to see for July and seeing how everything's growing. Really hoping I can get some kind of harvest out of this backyard at some point. So we'll see, you never know. By the way, we got new neighbors like a week ago. They bought the house next to us. They're out in their backyard right now. Does anybody else feel really weird talking to a camera when other people are around? Super weird. All right, that looks pretty good. See the foam? Okay, so all this is like the first foam, and that's going to kind of dissipate after a while, and you're gonna have it disappear and get clear yellow liquid. So we're just gonna let this go for a while. It's melting real good. There we go. Beautiful clarified butter. All set for Whole30.